already seen rounds of heavy rain. So far this year, it has been soggy for Houston, Dallas, Austin, San Antonio, and Amarillo. So Lone Star State wet. This is the average rainfall you'd see up to this point at this point of the year in each of these cities. But on the far side of the screen, that's what you've actually received so far this year. So we are way above average, in some spots even doubling what you would see in an average year into these cities in Texas. As we look towards the weekend, the flash flood guidance, or the rainfall needed to flood in just 3 hours, is not that high in places like Amarillo and far western Texas. All it would take in 3 hours is 2 inches of rain to see flooding. 2.5 to 3 inches around Dallas and areas to the north and west of San Antonio. And then into eastern Texas, just over 3 hours would be needed. Now, what we're looking at through Sunday is up to an inch for spots into central Texas, but 1 to 2, even 2 to 3 inches throughout eastern and north central Texas. That doesn't mean that you're going to get the flooding, because remember, that flood graphic I just showed you was for 3 hours worth of rainfall. But with the threat of storms, those storms can produce some really heavy rounds of rain. And if you see a few rounds of rainfall, that can also add up very quickly. Through Saturday, up to 5 inches possible in a few isolated spots, not just into Texas, but also parts of Arkansas, Oklahoma, and Mississippi, with a general swath of 1 to 2 inches from southwest Virginia all the way back into Texas. Mark, you just cannot escape it. Before you know it, your town is going to look like this.
Get ready, right? And the question that we keep getting here on social media especially is, am I going to see snow this winter? What's going to happen in your town, right? Especially with the impact of an El Nino year.
Meteorologist Stephanie Abrams shows you some of the snowiest places across the country.
It's 1:30 here on Weather Center Live. I'm Mark Elliott.
And I'm Alex Wilson. Dave Schwartz has the day off. And coming up, we've got a 3D physics and chemistry lesson all about the fog that we're dealing with. But first, we want to look forward to our next risk of rough weather, because that is coming tomorrow.
So the cold front is slamming into all this moisture that's been building in for the past couple of days. It's why we've seen all the fog. But we got to go to our severe weather expert, Dr. Greg Forbes.